Jefferson County Court at Law Number 2 is back in session. The court is in session in the arraignment docket. Next case is cause number 333-748. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Jessica Ray O'Connell. Ms. O'Connell, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. O'Connell, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Ms. O'Connell, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. O'Connell? Doing good?
Yeah, good.
Ms. O'Connell, do you waive a record in this case?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Ms. O'Connell, I have before me a document on computer. This is titled Information. This information alleges that on or about October 13th of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of theft. Ms. O'Connell, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Ms. O'Connell, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Guilty, no contest?
Yes.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes.
Okay, now, Ms. O'Connell, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
On page 2 of this same document, there are two sets of initials. First set of initials is on a line next to a box that's checked no contingent, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
And the second set of initials is below a paragraph that's titled Discovery Admonishment, and it is on a line that states, I do not request discovery of the evidence. I waive my right to request discovery in the case, or in this case, and choose to enter a plea of guilty or no contest, which is same as no contingent. Are these your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
The next document that I have is titled Trial Court Certification to Defendant's Right of Appeal. Ms. O'Connor, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
There are two boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I also have before me a document on paper that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on a line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on a line that states, I waive my right to an attorney and I want to waive my right to an attorney and represent myself.
Yes.
Also, I have this document that's titled Waiver of Counsel for purposes of entering guilty plea or proceeding to trial. Ms. O'Connell, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendants?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. O'Connell, before you sign any initial, all of these documents that I've just went over with you, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand everything that you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Ms. O'Connell, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and State's Exhibit Number 2, the probable cause affidavit. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit 1 and State's Exhibit Number 2, the probable cause affidavit?
State office, states 1 and states 2, Your Honor.
Okay, now, Ms. O'Connell, the state is offering State's Exhibit Number 1 and State's Exhibit Number 2 to be used as evidence against you in your case. State's Exhibit Number 1 is the document that you acknowledge, that you recognize, which is the misdemeanor plea admonishment. You also acknowledge that your initials were on to 2 locations on page 2, and that your signature was on page 3. Now, state's exhibit number 2 is a probable cause affidavit. That's the police report, for lack of a better word. And so the state would like to use those 2 documents as evidence in your case. Is it all right for the state to use those documents as evidence in your case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no objections. State's exhibit number 1 and 2 are admitted. Ms. O'Connell, is there any evidence that you are currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No.
Okay. Ms. O'Connell, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is enough evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that
In
agreement?
exchange for a plea of no contest, Your Honor, the state's agreed to recommend 90 days in the Jefferson County Jail, probated for 18 months, probation, a $500 fine, court cost, 40 hours community-based service. Restitution in this case, Your Honor, to payable to the complaining witness was touche a plea of $1,341.
How much?
$1,341.
$41?
Yes, sir.
And that's to Jennifer Touche?
Touche.
Touche?
Yes, sir. And any other standards, terms, and conditions that the probation deems appropriate.
Yeah, the judgment. Go ahead. Okay. Hmm?
So I'll have to retype it.
Whatever.
He said it was $1,300.
$41? Oh, it's 340. Oh, okay. Is it 41 or 14?
41, I apologize if that.
Okay.
Five.
I think it maybe deleted. That.
Let me see.
I'm sorry if that.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, so you're gonna have to
I can do that. Bill.
change it on here.
No
Yeah.
problem.
The 41.
Yes. Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Ms. O'Connell, the state is offering that you serve 90 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not be required to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail on this case because you'll be placed on probation for a period of 18 months. During the 18-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $352, which costs a total of $852. You'll be required to pay restitution in this case in the amount of $1,341. You will also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month or your analysis fee of $15 each month. Now, your total monthly it's gonna be a little different because she got that 41 on there. Well, no, it was more than 314. I'm saying the one that you're gonna give me, I need to see what the monthly installment is gonna be.
Okay.
Since it increased, it's gonna be a little bit
I'm
different.
almost done typing it.
Okay. Okay, now, Ms. O'Connell, let me repeat what I mentioned to you earlier. The state is offering that you serve 90 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail on this case because you will be placed on probation for a period of 18 months. You'll be required to pay a fine of $500 for a court cost of $352, which comes to a total of fine and court cost of $852. You'll also be required to pay restitution in the amount of $341. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a unanimous fee of $15 each month. Now, your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you'll be required to pay each month while you're on probation is $205 per month. Will you be able to pay the $205?
No.
Okay, pull up her, see if we got a affidavit. Just hold on a minute. If we need one, okay. Okay, got one, okay. Okay. Mr. Otis, could you hand this to Ms. O'Connell? Ms. O'Connell, a bailiff is handing you a document that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize that document?
Yes, sir.
Now, flip it over to the next page. I think it's just flip it over. Is that? Yes, come on. Is that your signature above the line that is titled Defender Signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, just flip it back over to the first page. Now, Ms. O'Connell, is everything in that document still true and correct today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. O'Connell, based on your affidavit of indigence, the court is going to find that you are indigent. And because the court is, hold on a minute. It'll be 68. Okay, now, Ms. O'Connell, the court is going to find that you're indigent pursuant to Article 42.15 of Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. Your finding court cause is going to be converted to community service.
Okay.
So you're going to be required to, it's going to be converted to 68 hours of community service. And the probation fee of $60 is going to be reduced to the statutory minimum of $25 each month. So instead of paying $65 each month, it'll be $25 each month. So now just let me repeat, the state is offering that you serve 90 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not be required to spend any time in jail on this case because you'll be placed on probation for 18 months. During the 18 months probationary period, you'll be ordered to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $352, which comes to a total of $852. The $852 fine and court costs is going to be converted to 68 hours of community service. You'll also be required to pay restitution in the amount of $1,341. And you'll be required to pay a probation fee. Instead of paying a probation fee of $60 each month, you'll be required to pay a probation fee of $25 each month. And so our probation office is going to make the adjustments on these, the fees that I've just mentioned to you. And it's going to drastically reduce the amount of money that you're going to be paying per month. Because for sure, instead of paying $65, you're going to be paying $25. That's going to reduce. And the $582 fine and court cost is going to be converted to court cost. So that's not going to be factored into the amount that you'll be paying each month. Now, you will also be required to perform 40 hours of community, is that right? Yeah. 40 hours of community service. That 40 hours of community service will be in addition to the 68 hours. So it'd be a total of 108 hours of community service. And as mentioned earlier, you'll be required to pay restitution in the amount of $1,341 to the victim and a complaining witness, in this case, Jennifer Touche. You will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Now, Ms. O'Connor, do you understand the state's offer and the adjustments that has been made by the court?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that it's fair and it's just? And do you accept it? Okay. Ms. O'Connell, I will follow the plea bargain agreement along with the findings of this court and adjustments that the court have made with regards to those findings. And so Ms. O'Connell, just have a seat. She's retyping the paperwork. It's going to take a few minutes.
Okay.
Shouldn't take that long.
All right, thank you.
You said the 68.
68
plus
hours.
40, so
The 40 is the regular 40 that she has to, yeah,
So it'll be 100.
yeah, right. Okay. Now, this will conclude the calling of the court's arraignment docket on the day's date of February 7th of 2023 in County Court of Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas. Judge Terrence L. Holmes presiding. And we didn't have any bond forfeitures, is that correct?